Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and time for a fact that makes your brain go. Now, the fact being, if you do this while you sleep at night, you will live longer. Kenzie guessed that mouth tape that seems to be popular. What that mouth do? What that mouth tape do? I still think it's for that apnea or snoring, what you're thinking of. I, for a while, used that nose tape that football players sometimes wear because that also stopped snoring. I had a little moment when I was snoring a little bit. I had a deviated septum.
Nose tape? You taped your nose shut?
No, it goes on top of the nose.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it pulls, I guess, the nose tighter so your nostrils open more so you sleep better.
Okay.
And I did that for a while and it worked, but then it just looked, I decided I can't just keep doing
Brian
this.
just duct tapes his face.
Just wrap my head. And Case thinks eating in the middle of the night is beneficial, like they do in all the old movies. They go make, a ham,
Enchiladas.
a turkey dinner. Both of you are wrong on that. What it is, and by the way, let's go through some text first before we get there. Let's see. Have sex or snuggle. Good guess. Everyone, Mary Kate there checking in. Wearing socks, actually, Mary Kate checked in with.
Oh,
Wearing socks will help you live longer.
that's very nice.
I don't wear socks. Do you wear socks, Kenzie?
Hell no. Not the bad. I obviously wear them like in my shoes.
Well, yes.
No,
Sure.
I can't even wear socks around my house because the fabric's touching. Like, I don't like socks on carpet.
We are the same that way. I take my socks off instantly getting in the house.
I can't. It's like sends shivers down my spine. It makes me throw up.
I can't.
do it.
It's weird to me that people who wear shoes in their house.
Oh my God. That's disgusting. But I have house shoes. Like, they're like kind of like slippers with grippies.
Yeah.
That only can be inside because then it's not nasty. Blech.
Casey, you a sock shoe guy inside the house?
I love wearing socks on carpet. That's like my favorite thing. I love the way it feels. I love sliding around. Every once in a while, I'll just run laps, just slide back and forth. I love
And
wearing.
then you shock everything. It's so annoying.
Oh God, it's so fun. It is coming up behind somebody and shocking them. I love wearing socks in bed. I get all snuggled like a bug on a rug. It's awesome.
Are you completely naked otherwise?
Yeah, I'm completely naked other than the socks that I have on. Yeah, I've got 3 socks on if you catch my drift.
You've complained
Whoa.
about not having a lot of sex before, and I have to say
Do you
that
think it's
outfit choice isn't helping.
Socks aren't doing me any favors.
The socks and no clothing isn't facilitating the sex.
So the thing that is going to help you live longer, if you do this while you sleep, is sleep right next to your partner. Snuggle right up. I mean, arm around the person. That's your person, your partner. There's a caveat to this. It can't work with a one-nighter. It can't work with a hookup. It's got to be someone that you are with long-term, which whatever you judge long-term is. But it can't be just a one-nighter. That's not going to help you sleeping next to somebody. Here are the benefits they say. So it helps you sleep longer. They've done brainwave studies of this that increase sleep durations when co-sleeping than alone sleeping. I don't know another way to say that. I know alone sleeping sounds pretty sad.
Alone sleeping.
Maybe that's hitting some people deep with a trigger there. I slept alone for a long time. Listen, but with somebody, it's better for you're more relaxed when you have your partner. Having sex, cuddling, holding hands, sleeping close can trigger that oxytocin. It's the love hormone.
Oxytocin?
Oxytocin. That's the love hormone. It promotes relaxation, reduces stress, and creates a sense of security so you sleep better. I have a problem that Megan doesn't love, that I twitch a lot. It's part of my OCD issues.
Boy.
So we can snuggle for a little bit, but then eventually I kind of just wheeze my arm out like I'm trapped in a cave somewhere in my arm. I can't sit still if someone's on top of me.
What do you mean you twitch a lot?
Like, I mean, if we're...
Punches her in the face.
He throws her to the ground.
I have given her a Rodman elbow by mistake a couple times. But when I'm alone sleeping, like perfectly, no one touching me, I'm fine. And she wants, it sucks because I feel bad for her because she wants to snuggle all the time. And that's a great thing in life. And she gets an arm around, fall asleep, and I start just shaking and twitching my legs, my stomach. I get an itch. I have to get up and scratch it.
Oh my gosh. Brian, honestly, I've never related to you more because my husband loves to snuggle, but he falls asleep in like 4 seconds. And I've told you before, it takes me at least like an hour every night. And I just spend the first 15 minutes imagining how I'm going to get out of the I'm like, if I just wait till I hear a little snoring, then I can wiggle over here and be free. It drives me insane. He's so much bigger than me that if his arm is on top of me, it feels like I'm being weighed down by a bar. Like I'm trying to sleep with a metal bar on top of me.
Like a Great America riding a roller coaster,
Yes,
that bar.
I'm like, I can't breathe. It's warm. His breath is on my neck. I'm like, get off.
Well, there you go. That will save your life. Even though if you're a twitcher like me, we got a twitcher, it's too bad. But sleep with somebody, but it can't be a one-nighter. I'm not saying don't have a one-nighter. I'm saying it's not going to benefit your long-term health. There's the fact that makes your brain go. And coming back in 6 minutes, boy, do we have a sad pour one out. Locally, Chicago icon. We're going to pour one out coming up here in 6 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Well, coming up in sports in 5 minutes, we discovered the two students from Lyons Township. We played this audio yesterday. It is the best sports call in Chicago history. And you will hear it again, and we'll identify the great kids from Lyons Township High School in LaGrange that made the call. We have found them. So that's coming up. Also, a Bulls game for the ages yesterday. But before we move forward, we sadly have to pour one out for a Chicago icon. And I'm going to qualify this one a little bit because it's not as hard as it sounds in a pour one out because they still exist. But losing some of those family restaurants in your neighborhood always is tragic in Chicago. Chicago-based Home Run Inn Pizza will be closing several of its restaurants in coming days, with the company making strategic decisions about the future. That's what their press release said. So this was from NBC Chicago, NBC TV, where they're going to close the Bronzeville neighborhood as well as Berwyn and Melrose Park. Now, they have other locations. They have about 6 other ones. They have some city locations. They have Hillsdale, Darien, Bolingbrook. Those are going to remain open. Archer Ave, 31st Street, as well as the Beverly neighborhood and Midway Airport. So it sounds like it's not a traditional pour one out that we're doing, but it just makes you upset for those people in those neighborhoods who have their home run in pizza. Now, of course, you just go to Jewel and it's right there in the frozen section.
I was going to say, I've never had home run in pizza.
You never had it at all?
No.
Oh my gosh. You've got to get at least. So I was going to say, I've actually.
Shake your head. I'm going to punch case in the face.
You think you know the people you work with.
Like,
And then they
can
say something like that, and it just makes you question everything.
It's so all the crap.
Never had a home run in pizza.
You Googled how to boil water,
And
you
now I
a-hole,
know-
and then
now
you
I know how to.
Yeah, guys, that wasn't a. Listen, I'm not siding with Case on it completely. However, I am saying boiling water and pizza different, but there are so many options of pizza in Chicago. So many options.
There's so many options, and I have to say, and I'm sorry, but this is the hill I'll die on. I refuse to have frozen pizza.
Oh my
I refuse
God.
to eat it. I refuse to participate. So it's just it's cardboard, and I can't do it.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you to do right now. On your way home today from the show, you stop at Jewel and you get yourself a home run in frozen pizza. It's life-changing frozen pizza. That I'm telling you.
Is it better for frozen pizza? Because like it needs to be as good as if I just picked it up or be pissed.
What'd you describe it as? Do that little sound again.
Is it gonna be like I don't like that.
No, home run in frozen pizza is equivalent to a store like a pizzeria, going in the pizzeria and getting the pizza. It is incredible. It's outstanding. And I have no stake in this. I'm not getting paid to say this.
You're not a shareholder?
As far as you guys don't know. And actually, they make most of their money from the frozen pizza operation more than the brick and mortar restaurants. That's why they're probably saying like, hey, we don't need these restaurants anymore. But it sucks because now I'm going to be a hypocrite right now. I've actually never been in a home run in pizzeria. But I've bought tons of the frozen pizzas.
You kept them in business, basically.
Yeah, but I'm not keeping the stores in business because they're closing by not going. There's not really one near me. There's not really one in my neighborhood.
Well, we could take a road trip.
There's.
Take a road trip.
You're really not. You're not convincing me.
But you should get the frozen pizza. Absolutely, 1,000%, Kenzie. You should do that. It is so good.
It'd be good for you.
Yeah.
It'd be a good thing to experience.
You never got like a Red Baron pizza or Tombstone?
DiGiorno,
Listen,
Jack's.
have I tasted frozen pizza before? As a child against my will? Yes. Will I participate in that as an adult who has a choice? Absolutely not.
Oh, come on. DiGiorno's
No.
is unbelievable.
It's
straight from
believable.
Italy.
It's actually super believable.
It is also, let's see, and Red Baron I loved for years.
I
as
had a
kid.
Red Baron last week. It kicked ass. It kicked ass.
I should be in the DiGiorno's commercial when they're like, "Is it delivery?" I'd be like, "Obviously not." Like I don't like frozen pizza.
All right, so home run in, fine as a company, just closing some of the locations, pouring one out for those neighborhoods that lost theirs. We feel for you. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Sports in 3 minutes.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101. You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin. Q101.
Well, here we go. Dave Matthews Band tickets. And, last year he was up at Alpine, so he kind of skipped the Chicagoland part without, having an easy access to a venue like Northerly Island. So he's got 2 shows, June 27th and June 28th, and they can open up that venue. It's expandable. So the grass area will be about 30,000 people a night. You'll be there Saturday, June 28th for that show if you beat Kenzie in trivia from our great friends at Live Nation. And, of course, from us here at Q101. Brooks is competing for the tickets. Brooks, ahoy. Tell us something about yourself.
Ahoy. I drive a truck, and I actually told my wife this morning, I said, hey, Q101's giving away tickets to the Dave concert up there. I said, maybe I can get in there and compete with Kenzie. And I can't believe that I got picked.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, 41 years we've been married, and now it's like, I can't wait to tell her if I win. I keep telling myself I got to beat Kenzie first.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. She's going to be so excited.
If he wins.
Yes, she will.
If you win, Brooks. If you win. All right, here we go.
Win, correct.
All right, here we go. I want you to win. First 1 to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails, Brooks. You said heads, I believe?
Yes.
All right. So the listener has won 2 times in a row. It's heads again.
There you go.
Do people call you Brooks? Do people call you Brooksy?
Yes, they do. My dad gave me that nickname back when I was young, and all my friends and associates always call me Brooksy.
And his associates.
Brooksy, you are so
My
cute.
friends, my co-workers, I should say. I said associates. Yeah.
Brooksy! I love him.
I get that a lot. Yeah, I've had to live with that my whole life.
That's okay. It's across the bear, my friend. All right, Brooksy, here we go. Question number 1, Brooksy. What is the name of the claws on a bird of prey? What are they called? 3?
Tongs?
I believe he said tongs.
Tongs, which you pick up stuff at a buffet with.
Yeah, I know.
So it's not tongs, but God, I'm hungry now all of a sudden. Kenzie, do you know?
Talons?
Talons. That's right. Not tongs, but... All right, back to Kenzie.
That's
But
right.
he had me with tongs. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong.
Let me see that tongue.
That's full remix coming tomorrow. That's funny. I like it.
I'll put Disturbed in there. Don't worry about it.
well, obviously.
1-0 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, we'll stay with birds. What type of bird, usually found in Antarctica, are major characters in the movie Happy Feet?
Oh, penguins.
Penguins. Brooksy hoping he got that one. He didn't get that one, man. All right, here we go. Brooks, what game show has Steve Harvey been hosting since 2010?
Family Feud.
Family Feud is right. Brooks is on the board.
I'd like to see Brooks on
Brooksy.
Family Feud. I'd like to see that whole family there. That'd be awesome.
We'll schedule that for you.
There you go. 2-1 back to Kenzie.
Steve Harvey used to work on this floor in the NBC Tower. He used to be right down the hallway.
Oh, we should bring him back.
He moved to L.A.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, so it's to Brooks.
No, it's back to Kenzie. 2-1.
Oh, Kenzie. Which scientific discipline focuses on the study of living organisms and their interactions with the environment? What is that called? Scientific discipline.
Scientific discipline. Not timeout, huh?
No. Take a guess. 3.
Would it biology?
Oh, you got it just now for the buzzer.
God,
I know. Brooks, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
I just didn't think it would be. You can never overthink it. I always say that.
Kenzie's got 3. Brooks has 1. Back to Brooks.
That's right.
Brooks, in The Office, the TV show The Office, characters Daryl, Roy, and Madge worked in what part of The Office? Did you watch The Office?
Don't watch that show much.
How about taking a guess, Brooks?
I don't know.
I didn't even hear what you said, Brooks.
I said the bathroom. I said I don't know.
Back room is not right.
Bathroom.
Oh, the bathroom.
Still no.
Also not right. Kenzie, an office aficionado, probably knows this one.
Warehouse.
The warehouse is right. I know.
Come on.
All right. Is it back to Brooks?
No, it's not. It's
Oh,
back to,
no.
it's back to Kenzie. It's 4-1.
Oh, boy.
I love him so much.
I know. Kenzie, what item originally launched in 2006 and discontinued in 2016 returns to the McDonald's menu this year? What item is...
Snack wrap.
Snack Wraps is right. And Kenzie wins.
Okay, here's the deal. I will run through a wall for him. No one else is getting these tickets but him. Brooksy is absolutely getting these tickets, and he's taking his wife.
I do want to point out, because Kenzie, you never have the text line open during trivia because that would be cheating. The text line is demanding that you give the tickets to Brooks. So we are going to do that today.
Listen, I would beat Brian with a bat. If he said I couldn't give these tickets to Brooksy, I'm in love with him.
Hey, thank you, Kenzie. My wife's going to appreciate this.
We appreciate you. You're awesome.
I mean, I listen every day.
Oh.
Aw, we love you, Brooksy.
We appreciate that, Brooks. And listen, you are going to the Dave Matthews Band at Northerly Island because the listeners demanded it. Listen, I'm the stickler around here. I was trying to say, hey, you got to win. I'm trying to get out. But we have such nice listeners, and you entertained us so much today, Brooks, that you are going to see Dave Matthews. And that wife of yours of 41 years, boy, are you in for a party. I'm going to be there the night you're going, so we'll hang out.
I'm really looking forward to it. This is great. This is great.
All right, Brooks, hang on. Case is going to be giving you the information, and hang on, buddy, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Oh, love you, buddy. What a guy, Kenzie. What a guy.
I want a shirt that says Brooksy on it. I'm his #1 fan.
Oh, boy. Here's a song for Brooks' wife.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
We called up Brooks' wife and put her on hold so she can listen to that song through the phone. It carries more meaning. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Remember?
Listen on the radio.
Yeah, on the phone. Sometimes listening to on hold music can just be emotional. You ever cry on hold?
No, well, because I've been there so long.
Just me, I guess.
You ever cry on hold?
Yeah, he's sitting there. And
Like, they're never going to give me my money back. You can just tell.
some Karen Carpenter song comes on. And he's like, oh, or Cats in the Cradle. You're like, oh, is our ball? And then they go, may I help you? Oh, crap. I can't talk right now. Okay, so it's 7:35. Coming up here in 10 minutes, I want to ask you the question. Is $30,000 life-changing money to you? $30,000. We're going to tell you who got $30,000, but what they had to go through to get it. And is it worth it? $30,000. Keep that in your head for about 10 minutes. We'll tell you what that is coming up. But in the meantime, today, a big day in the Chicagoland area, especially let's go to Dalton. The city of Dalton, where it's the primary election day down there, meaning they're voting on whether Tiffany Henyard will have a chance to run for mayor in April and run it one more time.
Hey, give her another chance, you know? What's the worst that could happen?
She's under federal investigation. She was a no-show at last night's board meeting in Thornton Township, by the way, where she serves as the supervisor. Probably should show up for those meetings. But a big election race going on today. So this is a big deal down there. And all morning, all day, the primary in Dalton, South Suburban Dalton, and Thornton Township. Now, I guess to help herself out, she launched a music video. We're going to play that right now. Now, of course, Tiffany Henyard, by the way, if you're just new to the show, she was the Piece of Garbage Madness winner last year with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We've talked about this for 2 years. We were the first to talk about the atrocities down there in Dalton and possibly the money stealing, the FBI investigation, everything.
And the good news is, even if she ends up not being allowed to run for mayor, she will still be in the running for piece of garbage this year.
Clearly,
so
yes. And
there's still opportunity for her to be elected and win something.
And piece of garbage madness is people and things that have been pieces of garbage. In a year, we'll ask for your nominations in the next coming week here. So are you guys ready to hear a new music video to get her elected?
By the way, I love her new music video. This isn't the first one
Nope.
from the mayor.
Nope.
Heads up.
I want to let you know it's called "Feed the People," and then and then there's emoji, and then a pray for Dalton in parentheses. So let's hit it. Let's drop this joint.
I'm starving the board. I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal to feed the people. To feed the people. I gave back to communities and I cleaned the streets up. I'm starving the board. I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me like it's illegal to feed the people. To feed the people. To feed my people. To feed my people. From Vegas to Chicago, I rode around in Tahoe.
Well, that was like
Oh, gee. I had to stop it. What do you think about that joint?
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and feed the people. She really accentuated there. Someone walks up to her with the hands to get fed.
Oh, yeah.
Like open.
like an orphan.
First off, as the mayor, I don't think your job is to feed people. I think it's to help the city and do lots of other things that you never did. Also, was that also funded by taxpayers' money, the song?
I got to say, pretty good beats.
I've heard worse.
That's pretty good production on that one. I'm sure it wasn't from some flimsy home studio. I think it was a real recording studio somewhere.
Bars.
What's the date? When the FBI brings up her receipts and they're like, around February, let's say 20th, give a couple days of production, you spent $30,000 at a recording studio? I'd be like, yes, well, I was feeding people. Easy.
Let's give it a little bit more to you as we go to break here.
I'm starving the board. I'm feeding the people. They put me in office and treat me
Like
like
I'm
it's
illegal.
to feed the people.
It's kind of catchy.
Feed the people. I gave back to communities and I cleaned the streets up. I'm starving the board. I'm feeding the people.
Feeding the people.
They put me in office and treat me like it's
Illegal. Yeah, I got it.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 and $30,000. Is that life-changing money to you? It sounds like it'd be incredible to get $30,000 handed to me right now. But you have to go through something horrific. And before we get into this discussion, we want to tell you there's a really incredible plot twist at the end of our discussion. So hang till the end here. And we're talking about the Delta plane that crashed. And just to remind you what happened, the Delta plane up in Toronto crashed upside down and everybody lived. That's going to relate to our ending point here of this conversation. But here's the tower audio of that once again. It kind of sounds like the Cubs World Series audio when they won the World Series after 108 years. Very casual situation here of a plane crashing.
Go to land, 23, Endeavor, 4890. We're going to Wingham.
Wingham, okay. No problem. Are you able to go to 2000?
We can give it a try for the weather link at 1 minute back.
This airplane just crashed at 23. Flight 1 minute back. I got no traffic here, so just let me know what you'd like to do. We just had a crash on runway 23 here.
Yeah, we've got it. The aircraft is upside down and burning.
So,
Like the phone call's boring. Like I would have stopped paying attention. You know when someone's talking, they're like monotone, so you stop listening.
yeah.
This is why I can't do air traffic control. Because I would have tuned out. And yep, you're all clear. Whatever. Like, I mean, it was so boring.
It crashed. Oh, let me know what you want to do. Yep, it's upside down. It's burning. Oh, let me know what you want to do. Incredible.
On fire.
So that plane crashed in Toronto at Toronto Pearson Airport, and that video was insane how it flipped over, caught on fire. All crew and passengers on that flight lived. And Delta offered passengers immediately $30,000 each in compensation.
Which I don't know if it's good or not. I mean, I suppose you lived, and if you didn't have any medical bills, if you weren't injured, like you're just $30,000 on top, I suppose. Right?
Yeah, the real curiosity to me is I've wondered what people got in the past. And then sadly, this is a very, very ghoulish thing to say, but mostly when there's a plane crash, everybody dies. So you never hear about any payout. It might happen years later I've never heard of a payout like that before.
Or maybe they cover like certain specific things for the family. Like it may be tailored to what, like funerals or something. I don't know.
But I just picture the people in Delta, the suits, if you will, around a conference room table. So the plane crashed. What do we give them? And probably some old stodgy guy with a mustache, a gray mustache, said, $500 should cover it each, right, for everybody? I think $500 is fine, right?
Voucher for a free flight.
I'll tell you what, free extra snacks on a flight over 2 hours.
They can upgrade. Economy Plus next time.
But I think somebody said, sir, the plane flipped upside down, caught on fire, and they all lived. I think we need to up the ante a little bit. And he said, okay, fine, $30,000 a person.
Final offer.
Just doesn't go with that.
Don't come back.
Because I think it's a weird number to come up with, $30,000. It seems to me that it's a number that would stun you and go, okay, yes, that's awesome, thank you. And you accept it before you sit and think about it and go, wait, I lived in a plane crash. It should be higher.
Well, instinctually, let's say you were on that plane. What's the first number that comes to your head of your desired payout?
Well, I'm trying to buy a house, so $600,000.
Specific? Okay, all right, good to know.
Brian said, and cover the realtor.
I go by Cubs John Lester's house every day. I want it. It's $3.some million. I think I can put $600,000 down, at least get a down payment on it. I'll never be able to cover the payments.
No, that sounds like an awful deal for you. You came up with that.
But at least I can live there before I get evicted for like 6 months.
Kenzie, is there a number that comes to mind for you?
It's crazy. It's like, how much is your life worth? They put you in a life-threatening scenario. So when you think of it like that, like 30,000 is not even close, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, was this 100% avoidable by Delta, or is it like, well, that's like natural and things happen, so you're lucky you're getting anything?
That's what'll probably go. No, there's lawsuits and there's federal lawsuits on the way coming. So that 30,000. I guess maybe they say you got to sign this paper right now for $30,000, and probably says you can never sue us. Yeah.
Did they get pressured into this because you're so shocked? You're like, oh, thank you, and then like you found out that you probably could have gotten like $1 million or something. Because I would think maybe you should be getting installments, like when you win the lottery. Not that any of us have, but I've heard stories that you can choose money, or you can choose to get paid a certain amount for the rest of your life, right?
And everybody takes the payout because they want the money now.
Right,
it's
like,
less.
What if something happens, right?
Yeah.
But you think Delta would be like, we have to give you guys $30,000 forever or something.
Yeah, or like free flights for the rest of your life, maybe.
Yeah,
but
like,
that's a gamble. The plane crashed.
Yeah.
I'd probably take the train if I could from here on out.
Yeah, no, I think I would fly less after that. But I mean, yeah, I wonder, truly, could you have gotten $500,000 to $1 million if Delta put your life in danger? If it was their fault, and that's a huge, like, if anyone's listening who's like, it wasn't, like, the goose flew into something, okay, that's fine. No, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Well, the real interesting thing is, here's what we would tell you is tomorrow on the show at this time, this is incredible. The odds of this happening, unbelievable.
Some would say higher odds than a plane crash happening.
Higher odds of getting $30,000 thrown in your lap. Kenzie. Her dad's friend was on this plane.
Not only his friend, his coworker, and he lives in his neighborhood.
This is insane, and we're going to have him on the show tomorrow at this time at 7:50 to talk about what that 30,000. How much maybe there's a non-disclosure agreement. I don't know. We'll find out everything about that 30,000 and what it was like to be on a plane that crashed and lived. The rarity of that is mind-boggling.
I know. You know what? I've worked this job my whole life. So I think I was like 17 or 18 when I became a radio station intern. Okay, I'm 29 right now. So I've been doing this like 11, 12 years, my entire adult life. Like immediately out of high school, I was a radio intern, okay, and then went to school for broadcasting, right? Mm-hmm. And my dad says to me, and we were talking about the Delta thing because my dad travels every week for work, okay? And it makes me nervous. And I'm like, oh my God, all this plane stuff, just whatever. Can't you travel like a little less right now, whatever? And he goes, oh, my neighbor, like my friend, coworker, neighbor who lives near me. And I go, yeah. He goes, he was on that plane. He's been on like Fox News and stuff. And I go, oh. I go, you didn't think to bring that up to me to bring him on the show? Like I have a show, Dad.
Yeah, Fox News first. Boo.
He's like, oh yeah, I'll ask him. So what's cool is this guy that we're gonna have on tomorrow actually grew up kind of in the like Racine, like Kenosha area. And when my dad reached out to him and like explained, like, hey, my daughter lives in Chicago. She does a morning show. The radio station's called Q101. He goes, that was my favorite radio station. I'll do it if I can get a shirt.
All right, we'll give him a shirt. I'll give him a shirt.
Anyways, I understand why Delta was able to settle up for $30,000. He asked for nothing besides a shirt.
So we'll get him a Q101 shirt, a sticker.
Yes,
Oh,
the whole thing.
Let's give him. He probably has 2 cars. Let's give him 2 stickers.
There you go.
A keychain.
One of the pint glasses at St. Patrick's Day.
Let's give him one of those.
Yeah.
He needs a whole bundle package. He's been through a lot.
Well, that's above my pay grade. I can't help you with that.
We probably have like an old Stroke CD we can give him, like maybe like a Bush single.
We'll give him a 2017 Twisted T-shirt.
Yeah. 2014 picnic poster. That's his. There's probably like a K-Flay No Dose
Do we have any
show
hats?
poster.
Do we have any hats?
We have some hats back there.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah.
Throw in a hat. It's chilly in Minneapolis where we live.
So tomorrow, right at this time, at 7:50, we'll get him on the phone, and we'll talk to Kenzie's dad's friend and coworker that was on the Delta flight that crashed and went upside down, and we'll talk about that $30,000.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101 coming up in about 8 minutes at 8:20. Not only Kenzie Crimes on the way, but we'll give you that Pearl Jam keyword for the VIP trip to Nashville, just about 8 minutes away. Stay right here, and this is exciting. Yesterday at this time, we were talking about Hooters. We were pouring one out because they're $300 million in debt, trying to keep it alive, especially that one on Higgins Road and Wells downtown. Some of my favorite locations in the city of Chicago, my landmarks. So Kenzie brought up the idea after Case came up with a 2010 Hooters commercial that it needed some kind of oomph. Is that a correct assessment, Kenzie, of what you were looking for?
It sounds like a very old commercial. It sounds like something like from like our childhood. And if we're doing the goth thing, I just think a little Disturbed, like wah, in the middle of the Hooters. I feel like you could do that.
Well, you ask, and I went to my beat laboratory last night.
Locked in.
Locked in, and here you go. This is a commercial for Hooters from 2010. Mashed up with some Disturbed to give it more oomph.
You gotta get down to Hooters. Have a drink, catch the game, get yourself some awesome wings. It's the place to do your thing. You gotta get down to Hooters. Here she comes, a girl next door, hanging with good friends and more. Come on, what you waiting for? You gotta get down to Hooters. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
It does sound a little like he's choking on his food at Hooters.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.